You're that. What is up, y'all? It is Paris Tippett. Paris TTNPPED. TTNPPED. We are by the water yet again. This is my second take because sometimes I start the video and I kind of just forget what I was talking about. I don't know why that happens. But today's video is going to be about what it's like feeling like an outsider everywhere you go. Because I'm living in that world. And I always think it's a very self-isolated, only I feel it world. And then I talk to all these people who I think are in cliques and not me. And then they say they feel like outsiders too. And I realize a lot of us feel like outsiders. We're just confiding into this idea that we think we have to give into. Like, I did that for a while. I feel like high school, in college was trying to form me very hard, trying to get me to give into the clique. I can remember being in middle school, right? I go to school one day, I go to class, I sit down, and I was like, today I'm gonna be chill. Cause I was ADHD, all the DDs, I was in there. I was a very just excited kid. I loved school because I hated home. School was the only place where I had a fucking personality. Cause at my mom's house, I was either being too grown or too childish, or there was no in between. So I was a very quiet kid at home. So when I went to school, that was the only time I could take my mask off. And people then identified me as somebody that had no mask. So then one day I feel like I guess gained awareness and was like, today I'm going to chill. And I had a friend at the time tell me, you can't do that. You can't just be chill now. And I believed her. I don't know what the hell. I think it's just because, these are the cool kids. These are the kids that know. They know. I don't know who told them anymore, but they know what they're talking about. So I kind of just started to confide into those rules. And then in high school, I was still a go-getter. A lot of the friends I have now are friends that I went up to because they were a new student or something. Like, oh, what's up? You're a new student? What's up? I'm Paris. Nice to meet you. Welcome to our school. I was that person, what I'm saying? I didn't have a lot of friends, but everybody knew me because I was always talking to people. I used to be vlogging all the time. Some of my high school vlogs are on this channel. But I was always me. I was always a talker, what I'm saying? So in high school, I brought that personality there. And don't get me wrong, I loved it. But because of it, I was now kind of put in this box. And I wasn't in the box with the nerds. I wasn't in the... When I say nerds, I mean the smart-ass motherfuckers that was smart as shit. They was actually cool people. But I wasn't in the smart-ass people club. I wasn't in the delinquent club. I was kind of in theater, but I didn't hang out with them all the time. I was kind of like, I was everywhere. I was everywhere because there was nowhere for me. And I kind of took that in and I internalized that. And I went to college like, okay, this is my character. So I joined acapellas and all this music shit. And don't get me wrong, I loved it, but I was getting bullied in that shit. Them niggas would laugh at everything I said and make fun of the way I spoke and the way I sang and the way I dressed and the things I would think about and the things I would find funny. So I was like, okay, this is definitely not my group. So I left from there. Shit, back the fuck up. And I even made some psych friends because I went to school for psychology. So I made some psych friends. But as my transition was transitioning, they put me in a box now. It was just, oh my God, the boxes just kept opening up and throwing me in there. And I believed it. That's the saddest part, was that I believed that it was real because I was being perceived certain ways by certain people. So I believed that these boxes were real. And I left college lost. I can't even explain it to you. I mean, I just left last year, so this is a very recent story. But when I had first graduated, I was still hanging out with some people that were still in school and shit like that, and I would hang out with their groups, and I didn't know who the fuck I was. I didn't know anymore. I'm like, I don't know if I'm extroverted, introverted, extroverted. I didn't know if I was fucking chill. I didn't know I didn't know anymore. And it was because I was hanging out with all these people that were defining me, and I was believing what they were thinking. And it wasn't until this year, all the circumstances of people. I moved to North Carolina for a while, and in that time, the people that I met, they didn't have this preconceived notion of me. You know what I'm saying? There was no box because all I can show them was who I was, and even in that, I was being placed in boxes. People would hear my songs and think, "Oh, this is what you do," or they would. And as I would tell them more about me, I play guitar. oh, I do this. Oh, I do this. I was realizing that who I am is not normal. I am everything. I live so many lives. You know what I'm saying? I fucking transition. I have a whole different perspective of the world that not a lot of people can understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not close with my family. You know what I'm saying? I fucking got adopted. And now I'm close with my bio mom. Like, I have a fucking weird story. I am an outsider. You gotta be. My bio mom, I was telling her, like, I'm like, bro, because she says she's pretty, she says, oh, I'm not normal, I'm a weird person. I'm like, well, you had a weird ass fucking kid. My fucking dad weird as hell. Shit. Everybody I meet be weird as shit. Like, to be honest, it's just one of those things where we like to define, by we, I mean people like to define people in their weird box and assume this is who they are. And I'm learning, like, you have to be that outsider. I have to be that outsider. I like to surprise people. Oh, you're chill. Oh, you're weird. Oh, you can sing. Oh, you have nice hair. Sometimes people hear my name, right? And they'll hear my voice over the phone, and they'll have this like idea of who I am, and then they meet me and they go, "Oh, you're sexy." Yes, I am actually. I mean, maybe to some people I'm ugly as shit. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I had to learn this year, and I think it was a lesson of 2024, is that I have to give in to the fact that I am not in a box. I make no sense. I'm very sporadic in what I do, and it doesn't make sense to other people, but it makes perfect sense to me. I make sense to me. You know, what I do and how I move and the weirdness and the confusion, it is who I am. I be telling people, yeah, I be practicing my 5 languages, and, you know, I like to learn. I love learning. And this is what I'm doing for years. All the shit that I do and want to do, I've been doing for years. I just don't tell people who I am all the time because it just doesn't make fucking sense. And then some people will hear an aspect of me, think I'm an expert of that. Oh, you play guitar. Let's hear your best riff. Like, bitch, what the fuck? I'll do a little something, but I just know guitar. Like, it's just one of those things where people will even hear your box and then try to make it make sense with you. And I'm like, that's just a piece of me. We all should be that way. To me, when I meet somebody that's only in a box, I get a little bit nervous. Because I'm like, that means that you will not understand me. And if you're not feeling understood, it's because sometimes people see your box and try to make it fit in their box. You know what I'm saying? And realizing that when they actually get into your box, that shit big as hell. That shit this big. It's just ongoing. This ain't no goddamn box. This is another planet. Yeah, baby. Shit. You better get a map. You better figure out where you want to go when you meet me. Shit. Like, it's one of those things where it was something that I had to learn to accept, that I am so broad. I am beautiful. Like, my depth is deep. I can talk for hours, or sometimes I have nothing to say. There are just some people I'm around where I can't find a way to get in touch with that version of myself that has so much to say. And there are people I meet where I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? There are moments, like, I write in cursive. I don't write in print because I write too fast. My hands can't catch up. So with cursive is, and people see my print and go, oh. And I'm like, if only they knew I wrote in cursive, but I don't got time to explain myself to people. Explain why my handwriting is a fucking mess. Explain why my speech is crazy. Like, I grew up in a home, I grew up in a black home. You know what I'm saying? I have slang, and people will hear my slang and assume that I can't write. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand the world. It's very scary, but don't let the world define you. Because if you let the world define you, you'll start to believe it. There was a whole period of my life where I was afraid to write essays because I had an ex-girlfriend that used to judge. She judged how I spoke, so I was afraid for her to read shit. You know what I'm saying? I went to college with that same thought. Oh, my God, all these essays. I love writing. I forgot that. People will have you forgetting yourself. People will have you thinking that what you're doing is too fucking much. Shit, I be telling people, yeah, I write a song in a night. Whoa, that is too much for you, babe. Calm down, babe. We all have limits. Like, I can cook, but I hate doing it. I hate shopping for the food. If the food's there, I'ma make it. If it's not there, I'ma starve. And that's just what it is. Meanwhile, some people, oh, you're hungry? They'll, look, and there'll be, 2 ingredients in the cabinet, gourmet, full plate. Where the fuck you get all this shit from? Well, I just threw in some extra salad and, I found some meat in the freezer. So I'm like, whoa, you can, okay. you got to let people be themselves so that they can show you where they shine. You know what I'm saying? You stop defining people. I mean, I'm not telling you this because obviously if you're watching this, you hopefully aren't defining people. But I find myself doing it because I feel that it's being done. And it means I must be fucking doing it sometimes. Sometimes things are projections. But this video is to show that it's beautiful to feel like an outsider. Given to that that means that you are the change. Everything is around you is all the same. You're the change. I'm a change. You know what I'm saying? Some people might even say the chosen. Now, I don't know. I always say I don't know what my purpose is yet. I don't know where I'm going to go. So much shit is going left and right, up and down, all types of shit. And I always go, what's the reason? You know what I'm saying? But I'm an outsider. The reason isn't the typical. The result ain't going to be what everyone else is seeing. My life isn't everybody else's life. I did what everybody wanted me to do. I went to college and I did it all. And that shit was boring as fuck. You know what was fun about college? The social aspect. I learned a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. Schooling was amazing too. I love learning about psychology. I love learning about, the brain and thinking and Freud and all that other shit. I forgot. Honestly, I'm starting to forget it at this point. I love learning about all the diseases, not diseases, all of the mental disabilities that they, all that ins and out, the ADHD, the BPD, the 1, the 2, the type this, the type this, all that shit. It was cute. But it wasn't for me. And those that I was surrounded by that it was for would get upset that I'll be like, well, after this essay, I got music to make. Music to make? What about that test at 8 a.m.? I'll be there. Fuck, I have a dream. Shit, Martin Luther King in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, there's so much depth into being self, and you'll find yourself in that. You have to give into the outsider. It's hard, bro, because you'll have everybody telling you that you're on the outside and that you better hurry up before you get lost out there. And as I've been flapping my wings on the outside, I've been meeting all these other outsiders, all of y'all, shit, the whole goddamn YouTube channel is because I gave into that me being an outsider and me having experiences that I thought no one else was experiencing. And you realize that there's a whole community of us that are just outsiders. The whole goddamn LGBT plus community is outsiders. You know what I'm saying? The black community is outsiders. Minorities are out. We start to forget that this shit, we all are outsiders. We just find who we are out there. And then, unfortunately, we are in a world where there's a bunch of I am this, I am this, I am this. And they think, well, if I am this, then you must be that. No, babe. I might be over there on the other side of the map. You know what I'm saying? My version of being an outsider isn't yours. So we can't judge each other. We can't have expectations for what lack is. I've literally had somebody tell me that my life was better and that I don't understand anything and I don't understand struggle and I don't understand this. And I'm like, well, I have been through shit. It's just not what you've been through. And they're like, well, you don't get it. And I've been there where I'm like, well, you don't get it. And I had to learn, what the fuck is this? Don't get what? Life is not easy. I remember being a child when I didn't really have that many things going wrong, but I was the only one in my house that remembered I was adopted. My whole goddamn family was born into the family, and I had to kind of just accept that I was adopted. So I kind of just had to just accept being an outsider, you know what I'm saying? We accept being, I don't know, okay, this is tangent to what I was just saying about people. Kind of just comparing like what, how much struggle you went through and stuff is so bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because my brother, growing up, used to always throw it in my face. And I'm like, bruh. Not realizing that he was going through his own shit. We're all going through our own shit. So when people are putting you in that box, it's because they don't understand that they can get with that. They can leave it themselves. It's just hard. It's hard to leave a box when you don't know you're in it. It's hard to leave the box when it's this big. It's hard to leave the box when you can drive around in it. You can get on the flight and go to another side of it. You can sleep all day in it, work in it, make money in it. It's hard to think you can leave the box when the box is helping you evolve. It's so scary. But you don't realize that you can go even further out that box and be whoever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want. And of course, I'm not trying to say just be anybody, because I'm me. I'm never, but that's, with being me means being that multifaceted being I am. I'm a person, I love music, but I love language learning. I love mind learning. I love learning about the universe and all the weird shit in the water and how space doesn't make any fucking sense. I have curiosity about aliens, and I want to learn about different religions and yoga practices and shit. I'm trying to learn about mechanic shit. Fuck it. I love doing my hair, and I love learning about how to take care of my skin, learning how to do herbal remedies, and I love piercings and looking crazy. I love partying. Take me outside. But I can't do that shit every day. I can't be all those people all the time. You know what I'm saying? We are multifaceted. We have so much depth. We are more than what people are saying we are. We're more than what you are, more than what you think you are. I'm more than what I think. You know, there's so much to everybody. Everybody has the same amount of depth. It's just some people choose to show a version of themselves more than the others. You know, it's okay. Let people be who they are when they are. You can't have expectations. Delete expectations. Sometimes people are sadly predictable because we are living in a world full of NPCs. You gotta realize they're the MC of their own life. Sometimes they're just playing the role because that's what they want to fucking play. If you don't like to be around people that play a certain role, leave the goddamn scene. Leave the whole play. Crumble up the paper and say, I want to go to a different storyline. This isn't the character for me. Sorry. I'll try it next season. Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, my legs are getting cold. I'm gonna have to end the video here. Check out my music if y'all are listening. Paris Tempit. I love doing these videos for y'all. I have more bangers coming. I have shit coming for y'all on New Year's. So I hope y'all are getting ready. Hit that subscribe button. Share me with your friends. Let's keep this shit growing. Let's just look at the water for a minute. Water don't give a fuck about us. If it wanted to, it would say flood that bitch. Talk about multifaceted. It can be so beautiful and so deadly at the same time. Anything can be. Alright, y'all. As my legs stiffen up, as my blood gets harder, I'll be realizing like we're like literally like meat, bro. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like we're just meat with just literal liquid in our body that can actually freeze. That shit be making me feel hella uncomfortable for real. I keep forgetting like there's people out like, you know, outside, and when they look at me, I'm like, wait a damn minute. I'm forgetting. I'm like walking around just talking. They're probably like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know? Or not. Because if I saw me walking, I don't even know what I would think. I don't know. I guess I'll see.